everyone! So I am on a hike today, just a day hike, and I'm in the Peak District. It's a bit of a different territory for me today. I've never been to the Peak District, so I've drove through it, and Holly's dad lives on the cusp of the Peak District, but in terms of actually hiked through it, I haven't done that before. So I'm doing this circular route on old trails. I think it's about 20 kilometres, and it goes up Kinder Scout, which is, I think, is one of the highest peaks, I think, in the Peak District. I'm not really sure, but it's a bit of a late start, so I think it's, what time is it? I'm not sure. I think it's about midday. I had the dentist this morning, so I had a bit of a delay getting out, but we're out now, and I've done literally 5 minutes. I've already stung myself with stinging nettles, so it's going well. So it's been about 2 minutes since I last picked up my phone to speak to you guys, but I literally already went off route, so just going on this bit of a detour to get back on the route. I don't know how I'm lost already, but anyway, hopefully this will take me back to where I want to be. So after coming out the fields, I saw Kinder Scout for the first time, which is the way I was going, and I was trying out these energy gels just to see how useful they are on hikes. They were pretty useful, but to be honest, because you can eat and walk/hike at the same time, I don't think they're that beneficial. But after quite a while, I eventually got to the top, which is such a nice view, and as you can see, there's quite a few other people here as well. So this is the sort of top of Kinder Scout, but there is a bit further on that has a bit more elevation, which gets you right to the top. And I thought this was a perfect time to stop for lunch. So I just had this sandwich which had salad and sort of hummus and stuff on it as well, and a nice view with my lunch. So I wasn't picking up the camera to speak too much during this time just because it was very windy at the top, and also there's quite a lot of people around. But they had these old walkways, these sort of stone paths, which were so unusual. I'm not quite sure the history behind them. And then I got to another peak here. This might be Kinder Low, but I'm not entirely sure. Again, as you can see, this one was pretty busy. So as you can see, this part of the Peak District is really nice and open, and it's pretty populous as well. And it's pretty clear in terms of the pathways and where to go, which is really nice, which you'll see later on is not so much the case. But the way the paths weaved through the hills was so nice, and it almost seemed that it used to be a river or a riverbed, and there's massive big rocks on the top of most of the peaks. So this part here, I'd never been to anywhere like it before. I was basically weaving around these massive big boulders that looked like they'd just been dumped on the top of this hill. It was so pretty. So I've not checked in quite a long time. It's just so windy up here and it's really busy, so even now I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me, but I think I'm about halfway-ish. I accidentally completely stopped my clock, my fitness watch, when I got to the top of this peak, so currently it's saying I've done, I can't really read it, but I think I've done like 4k on this, but I think I've done probably like 4k again on the last one. Yeah, it's gorgeous here, it's so busy because it's bank holiday. There's such nice views, I definitely recommend going to the peaks. And then this part of the path, we were basically just following this section of the river, so we had to sort of go up and around and then along the other side, and you can see it starts to get a little bit muddy here, which is a sign of things to come. So I'm not entirely sure how clear it is on the camera just now, but there's sort of these massive canyon type things which I'm assuming a river used to run through, and I had to sort of scramble up and down over these to stay on the path, which was pretty hard going. And then some of the path actually went down into these little canyons, and this part of the hike there was very little people as well, so I was a bit wary just because I didn't bring a charger pack for my phone, but it was okay, I made it in the end, and I did pass a few people en route as well. So for quite a large section, maybe half an hour walk, a few k I guess, we were following this river stream type thing, which was really nice. So if you do have a water filter and you need to get water, then there's quite a lot of places to get it in the peaks. So I am of the firm belief if you get a chance to, you should definitely soak your feet when you're on a long walk or a hike. And then after the river we crossed it over and basically had to just do the last little scramble up some big rocks, which is loads of fun. And once we got to the other side of the big rocks, we got a really nice view over all the peaks. And there were some sheep up here as well, as always in the UK. And I am such a sucker for nice views, so basically the next few clips are all the nice views I saw at the top of this hill. It was so pretty over here and it was so quiet as well, which made it really nice. And it was such a nice clear day, so I'm very glad that I got to see for quite a while. And where the reservoir is down at the bottom, I basically done a big loop from one side of it up the hills along the top, and then I'm coming back down. And the way back down was pretty steep, to be honest. It was a bit scary at times, so yeah, you definitely need to bring hiking poles or be quite sure-footed. But it wasn't too bad. There's quite a few people doing it as well. Maybe I'm just not very good at it yet. And there's a few people camping down the bottom here at this little river that ran into the reservoir. And then the last several k was just walking along this reservoir, which was so nice and so tranquil. I didn't realise how warm it was today, so I definitely got a little bit of sunburn. And that's my lesson to always wear cream, even if it doesn't look like it's going to be a nice day. But this was such a nice hike, and it was so nice to just get properly into the peaks, which I'd never done before. So I'd definitely recommend, if you're in that area, to go for some nice walks or some hikes into the proper Peak District. But thanks a lot for watching this video, and if you want to leave a comment below of any hikes you've done in the peaks. Thank you.